Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, to Master Sakya Dzogchen, homage to the 16th Dharma King Karmapa, homage to Master Dukden Darji, homage to the three jewels of the altar, homage to the main deity of Homa, the Buddha Dorji Vajrakilaya. Sumu, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, temple directors, all disciples present here and over the webcast. Our guest of honors today, the wife of Secretary General Daniel Liao from the North American Coordination Council, Dharma Sister Judy, an accountant to the True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa and her husband Larry, and the advising attorney to the True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Jennifer Zhou, and from the CTI TV Taiwan, the producers for the Gemi Dian Sang Xinten, Dharma Sister Rebecca Xu Yachi, and the wife of the head director of the Overseas Credit Warranty Fund, Dharma Sister Vivian, and from Taiwan, the Sunny Line Dancers, Dharma Sister Huiling and Dharma Sister Yi Xian, and a notable businessman from Canada, who is also the director of the social welfare of Richmond City, who is also a doctor-in-law, Dharma Brother Liu. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? That was in Taiwanese and in Mandarin and Cantonese. So the Homa today is that of Purba Dorji Vajrakilaya. That's his short mantra, the shortest mantra. And the mantra that we often recite is that and his mudra is similar to Yamantaka, and his is the middle fingers are very upright, very straight, and for Yamantaka slightly curved, and his mudra are completely straight. So whether it's inner or outer a fist, the fingers whether outside or inside, but the middle fingers are always very straight. He has 3 faces, and he has wings. Purba, like the Purba, this is a Purba Dorje, has wings and 3 faces, but this statue is only 1 face, but this one has 3 faces, white, red, and blue. And this is Vajrakilaya, and Purba also means Vajrakilaya, and the Dorje also means Heruka. Purba actually is like a dagger. So the supplicants today are very fortunate again. You know, this deity is referred as, you know, so he is the complete assemblage of all the Tathagatas, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas. So he has boundless, infinite Dharma powers. He has 3 faces, and each of these faces represent a Heruka. So Purba Dorje was when Padmasambhava entered into the bed. He encountered an obstacle, a great, the king of ghosts with great power appeared, and he was the king of the cemeteries, of all the cemeteries. So all the cemeteries were under his control. So when Guru Padmasambhava encountered him, Guru Padmasambhava entered into his heart and transformed to become the king of ghosts with great power. And he was called Guru Kilikilaya. So the Vajrakilaya that was transformed by Guru Padmasambhava. So when Guru Padmasambhava subdued the Vajrakilaya, he appeared as the form of Vajrakilaya. And in this case, he was called Guru Kilikilaya or Guru Vajrakilaya. And then later on, Vajrakilaya encountered Vajrasattva, and Vajrasattva entered into the heart of Vajrakilaya and manifested as Vajrapani. So he's called Vajrapani, which means Vajra hand, or hand, Dorje, Vajra, the same as Dorje. So in Tantrayana, Vajrasattva is the founder. So with the Dharma power of the first and foremost founder of Tantrayana entering into Vajrakilaya, so he's called the Vajra hand. That's one of his faces. And he has 3 faces. So the 3 faces of Vajrakilaya, one represents the Hayagriva emanation of Kuan Yin or Lokeswara. So Hayagriva, the Heruka with the horse head, and the other face symbolizes Yamantaka, Heruka, an emanation of Manjusri Bodhisattva. So if you create a connection with Purba Dorje, it's the same as if you receive empowerment from Vajrapani, from Hayagriva and Yamantaka. So he is a Heruka, a union of these three great Herukas. So just think how great that power is. So sometimes you wait so long just to receive an empowerment of Yamantaka, but today by receiving the empowerment of Vajrakilaya, it's the same as if you are receiving the empowerment of Yamantaka, Hayagriva and Vajrapani. So for the primary supplicants, you don't just receive one empowerment, but you receive three empowerments at once. And if you're not the primary supplicants, you only receive one empowerment. But the primary supplicants receive three empowerments, including the Yamantaka and Hayagriva. So that's why for each Homa, we always have this miraculous incidents. That's why it's very important to become the primary supplicant for the Homa. Just imagine, only Yamantaka has boundless power, and Vajrapani has boundless power, and Hayagriva too has boundless power. So imagine how great the power Vajrakilaya would have. And the unique characteristic of Hayagriva is that he is very fast, swift, very fast. So that's why we use horsepower to represent how fast the car can run. So the horse-headed Heruka or Hayagriva is really fast. There is this joke that in a few short seconds I can take my car to 100 mph. So only like 2 or 3 seconds. And the second person said that was his Lamborghini, and the second person said my Ferrari, I could reach 100 also in a few seconds. And then the third person said it only take me a second to reach 100. And what was that? And he said, oh, that's the scale. Like when my wife gets on it, it reaches 100 right away in 1 second. So Vajrakilaya is really incredible. So by receiving the empowerment of Vajrakilaya, it encompasses the empowerment of Yamantaka. And Yamantaka is also referred as the subduing demons, the king to subdue demons. So even the Yama king is subdued. So by receiving this empowerment, you would be highly respected even by the Yama king. So in hells, you wouldn't be afraid. So you would cut off the doors to the 3 lower realms, which is the realms of hells, hungry ghosts, and animals. So Yamantaka is also called the Yama subduing venerable. So the revered one who subdued Yama king. And Vajrapani specializes in subduing the magic curses and spells. So if you give spiritual response with Vajrakilaya, then all the black magic and spells and curses would be resolved right away. He has such power. He is truly incredible. Think about it. And primarily, he subjugates. he subjugate the black. And when the black is subdued, the white would appear. Radiance would appear. Once you gain radiance, then you would have good luck, good affinity, you would have people helping you, you would have good fortune, you can increase your resources and increase your wisdom, eradicating all calamities, and you can subjugate all the bad stuff. So that's how great Vajrakilaya is. Now let me tell you a joke. At the award ceremony, an old lady, it's during the diamond wedding anniversary, the wife was asked by the host, "So does your husband have shortcomings?" "Of course, as many as the stars on the sky." And then the host asked again, "So what are the strengths of your husband?" It's very, very few. It's as few as the sun in the sky. And then the host asked again, "Then how could you be married to him for half a century and still stay married to him for that long? Because when the sun shines, you cannot see the stars." So what I mean by telling this joke, when you receive the empowerment of Purba Dorje and receive spiritual response, then all the evils, the demons, the bad stuff, all would disappear. So does Grandmaster have weaknesses? As many as the stars in the sky. There are lots of shortcomings, and also in his deeds there are lots of shortcomings. So what strength do I have? Just one thing, which is I'm like the sun. When the sun rises, all the shortcomings disappear. So this is what I told Simu. I only have one strength and the rest are weaknesses. But the strength is very strong. So when the strength appears, everything else disappears. So that's Vajrakilaya. He could erase all the shortcomings. So there's no need to tell Simu what kind of shortcomings Grandmaster has. There are lots of disciples who are spies. By nature, they're spies. They would make a report to Simu, like Grandmaster is like this and that and whatever. So there are several masters who are born spies. And also other disciples who love to talk behind Grandmaster's back. But Grandmaster's sun inside him, so when the sun appears and shines, everything else cannot be seen. So peace on earth. Although Grandmaster has lots of shortcomings, Grandmaster still takes good care of his family. There's no need for you to be spies. Because in Grandmaster's heart there is a sun. As a human being, everyone has shortcomings. The language teacher found the student Zhang sleeping in class. And the teacher woke Zhang San up and asked, "How did you sleep in class?" And Zhang San denied that he was sleeping. And he said, "I didn't sleep." And the teacher asked, "Why did you close your eyes?" And Zhang San replied, "See, I was trying to memorize the lesson in silence." And the teacher didn't believe him. "So why did you keep nodding your head?" And Zhang San replied, "Because your teaching was really good, that's why I was nodding." And the teacher kept asking, "Why did you salivate?" And then Zhang San replied, "Because your lesson is really interesting or tasty in Chinese. That's why I'm salivating." But Grandmaster has no need to find excuses, because Grandmaster is the sun, and the sun outshines everything. And Vajrakilaya is like the sun. Like in mainland China, you say the Communist Party is like the sun. Wherever it shines, it would be bright. You cannot say that in America. They're careful about the communists. They interviewed me, "Are you communist?" And I said, "No." And then they said, "Okay, now you pass. If you're a communist, then that would be it." And there's another verse. The Communist Party is like the moon, that it differs on the 1st and the 15th. They're like the sun or the moon, but it rhymes in Chinese, so they're changing all the time. So when they're different on the full moon or on the new moon, that one day we will change it to become a round moon, a full moon. The True Buddha school has no shortcomings, would be like the full moon. So there are the 3 key deities in Tantrayana, as we all know. One is Manjushri Bodhisattva, second is Lokeswara Bodhisattva, and third is Vajrapani Bodhisattva. And Manjushri Bodhisattva symbolizes wisdom, and Kuan Yin Bodhisattva symbolizes compassion, and Vajrapani Bodhisattva represents Dharma power. Dharma prowess. So with the Dharma prowess, compassion and wisdom are the 3 things that Buddhists should strive for, should learn. Wisdom, compassion, and Dharma power. And combine, and the 3 wrathful manifestations of these 3 key deities combined, that would be Vajrakilaya. So Hayagriva is the manifestation of Kuan Yin, and Yamantaka is the manifestation of Manjushri, and Vajrapani, manifestation of Vajrasattva. And these 3 deities are the 3 key deities in Tantrayana. So if you can have these 3 key deities as your yidam, that would be good. Sometimes one deity, one yidam is one deity or more deities or several deities. Vajrakilaya is like 3 deities in one, and so he has the greatest power. So Purbadorje has tantric practices, and at that time, when Guru Padmasambhava was about to transmit the 13 deities of Vajrakilaya to Ishichogal, they invited someone to set up a shrine. So there were 13 emanations of Vajrakilaya, and when they descended upon the shrine, and because the shrine was not set up properly, there were only half of the deities descended. So that's why Ishichogal only received half the transmission, not completely. But Grandmaster received a complete transmission of Vajrakilaya Dharma. So by receiving this empowerment, and by receiving this empowerment, you would be able to practice the 3 tantric Dharma practices that were transmitted in Toronto before. Now let me continue to recite the Great Perfection Dharma. What is the heart seal of the Tathagata? Samantabhadra Tathagata emanates countless manifestations in the inconceivable realms according to his wishes. Whenever a Tantrika matches the 6 appearances of Muni manifestation, he or she would be a lineage holder of the Great Perfection Dharma of the Tathagata's heart seal. It was the first time ever that Samantabhadra Tathagata transmitted the Tathagata's heart seal, and the receiver was Sakyamuni Buddha. So what is this heart seal of the Tathagata? Actually, so it's a complete understanding of what Tathagata means. So that's transmission of the heart seal of the Tathagata. So how can you comprehend Tathagata? In Chinese, it's translated really well. It means it's seemingly come and it seemingly go. So when a person is being born, it seems that he comes, and when one dies, it seems that he goes. So it seems to come and it seems to go. So if you can understand this, that is the Tathagata's heart seal. And that's the intangible seal that is marked on your body. If you are the Tathagata, if you have gained enlightenment, then the seal of the Tathagata will be on your body. It would appear. The heart seal of the Tathagata will appear on your body. That between these 2, at the center, is there a seal? If you have a birthmark there, please raise your hand. Like Amitabha Buddha, that has that the Santrika mark. Please raise your hand. Just right at the center of your chest, whether there is a birthmark or a mark. You have it? Oh, please take off your shirt and show us. What color? A black birthmark. Oh, coffee color. I don't drink coffee because if I drink coffee, I cannot sleep. That's good. That means she has great affinity with the Buddha. She could only understand English and not Chinese. From Singapore, moved to Vancouver. He was a great businessman, and now he follows Grace to study Buddhism and has a great affinity with Buddhism. And he's on the same age as I am. He's also 70, right? No, 69. I'm 70, so I'm older. 1 year older than you are. Oh, actually the Chinese year. You said Chinese zodiac chicken. So, according to the Chinese counting, it would be 70, and the real age would be 69. No, 69. I'm 70, right? So the same. I'm slightly older than you are, although we're both 70. Oh, he was born in January. So he's older than I am. Oh, I lost. But we are on the same age. So see, you have this advantage. He has this coffee colored mark, and mine is dark black, and it's a circle. It's a round mark. Mine is. It's also big. Mine is also big. A black one. So that's the heart seal of the Tathagata. So that showed that before he didn't believe in anything. Now he has the affinity, and he has great affinity with the Buddha, and in the future he would also have attainment because he already has the seal of the Tathagata, the mark of the Tathagata. And Grandmaster too has this mark right at the center. So if I take my clothes off, then I cannot speak on the microphone. But only for the only time at 70 years birthday celebration, I showed everyone my bare chest, and there was a dark mark on my chest, and Master Lien Jie had the photo of that, and there was a mark there. So don't mistake it with somebody else. It's not a birthmark or pockmark, but it is a mark of the Tathagata. So when you practice the opening of the crown, at the top of your head there would be an opening. It would be as big as a dime, and that's the opening of the central channel. When the central channel connects and opens to the tip of the head, it would open and there would be a hole as big as a dime. That's also a mark. And on your palms, when there is a cross, a left for the man and right palm for the woman, there would be a star mark. That's also a seal or a mark. So left palms for the man and right palms for the woman. And I have them on both my palms. Many people have that. That's also a kind of mark. And here, on my thumb, there is also the face of the king of ghosts. This is also a seal or a mark, because Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva sent his attendant to accompany me. So I don't need to carry a protection medal with me because it's already on my body. And I didn't have the tiger skin mark before, but as the Tathagata, you need to have the tiger skin mark. See, Herukas would always have the tiger skin around their hip, and I didn't. My legs, the skin on my legs were clean, but Master Lien Ning invited me to travel in Europe, and we went to Greece, and most people travel for 3 days there. They would visit Athens, the capital of Greece, and then went to the Acropolis, and went to the Acropolis, and then another day went to visit the Greek islands, and then they would leave. So most tours in Greece would be 3 days, 3 day long. But Master Lien Ning scheduled 9 days in Greece. They just went to Athens and then the island and the Acropolis. But we had to hang around in Greece for so many days, and it was really hot and sunny in Greece, and just mostly rocks everywhere. It's the ruins from the past, the ruins from the past. So not only the Acropolis and all other temples of the gods, god of the sun, the Zeus, and the ocean. There would be a sun there, and another sun on the sky, and another sun on the ruins, on the rocks, and reflecting on you, and the UV light was very strong. And coming from other places, we were never exposed to such strong UV light before. So all of a sudden, my legs would have all the marks, like the sun marks. So it's like the tiger skin. So the tiger skin also a mark of the Tathagata, and now I have that on my legs. Doesn't matter what I do, I cannot erase them. I cannot make them go away. So because of that 9 days in Greece, I gained this tiger skin mark, and because of the strong UV light. So that's also faith. So I should scold Master Lian Ning, but at the same time I should also praise Master Lian Ning. Most people only spend 3 days in Greece, and he only scheduled a day or two in Italy and other countries, but we stayed 9 days in Greece. So we ate until the country got poorer. So these are the Tathagata's heart seal. So the 6 appearances of Muni manifestation. Sakyamuni Buddha has lots of appearances, but the one that has the 6 appearances of Muni manifestation would be a lineage holder of the great perfection Dharma of the Tathagata's heart seal, and I am one. And the first ever that received the transmission from Samantabhadra Tathagata was Sakyamuni Buddha. So receiving this kind of lineage is truly marvelous. It's a great thing. So please cultivate diligently. So what I'm saying here is real. I'm not kidding. So developing this tiger skin mark is also real. So there are several things that you cannot do in this life. One is you cannot put soapy water into your eyes. Second, it's impossible to count how many hair strands you have. Nobody ever knows. Third, when you extend your tongue, you cannot breathe through your nose. Do you believe that? Oh, you're smart, you don't try. Because when you do the third thing, actually, when you find that it is possible to breathe when you extend your tongue, but you would look like a Pekingese dog, and now you laugh because I teach you to laugh. So if you tell this joke again, you would make other people laugh too. So there's some falsehood in this truth. So there are a lot of things that seem real and seem truthful, but actually not. But the Grand Master's teachings are all truthful and genuine. So the lineage for the great perfection Dharma, the lineage holder for great perfection Dharma will turn the Dharma wheel in the future. According to what I know, the majestic Samantabhadra Tathagata has the following virtues. And this refers to the virtues of the Adi Buddha, the primordial Buddha, Samantabhadra Tathagata. The first virtue is he has great transcendental prowess since time immemorial, called the great virtuous prowess, the yoga of the 37 displays of great prowess. So great transcendental power, great Dharma power, the great ability to go with the flow according to his wishes. Of course, the greatest transcendental power is the Adi Buddha. All started with the Adi Buddha. Like what was written in Christianity, that Jehovah created the world. This is how I memorized it. All the Bibles, the first would be the Genesis, the creation of the world. So the God created the heaven and earth in the beginning. This is the first sentence in the Bible. So Samantabhadra Tathagata, the Adi Buddha, he was the creator. He created everything. When I studied the Bible, and you take the Bible and you split it in the middle, that would be the old books and the new books. And the first chapter would be Genesis, and the last one would be Exodus, and the last one would be the end of the world. So when we studied the Bible, that was like that. I have read all of the Bible from beginning to end, the Old and the New Testament. So when Jesus Christ showed about 10 of the miracles or the transcendental powers, the first one is he transformed water into wine. The last book was the Revelation. So Jesus Christ followed his parents to attend a wedding party, and the host distributed the wine to everyone, but it was not enough. No more wine. And then Jesus said, "You have no more wine? Let me help you." And the host did not believe him, because they brewed the wine for a long time and they're all gone. How could you say that you have more wine? And Jesus said, "Why don't you place water into the wine jugs?" And then Jesus, of course I added this part, Jesus said, change, alakadabra. And then the host took a look and scooped the liquid from the wine jug, and it became a very delicious and fragrant wine. It's even more delicious than the original wine, and the fragrance enticed everybody, and everybody drank the wine, and it was endless. Everybody kept drinking it without end. And he had like 10 miracles, and there was another one that he could stand on top of water. So he also had several followers like Peter and John. and they went to the sea to fish, and they couldn't catch any fish. And then Jesus told them, why don't you fish on the harbor by your boats, by the docks? And the fishermen said, I cannot even catch the fish far away into the ocean, and how can I catch the fish by the dock? And Jesus said, you should believe in me. So they tried. So they cast the net off the dock, and the net was filled with fish. So that was the miracle that Jesus performed. How could there be so many fish in the harbor? Usually they catch fish only far into the ocean. So Jesus Christ can perform transcendental power. So whatever he said was also happened. There was another one, and the sailors sailed in the ocean, and there was a storm and huge waves, and Jesus Christ stood on top of the water. How could you do that? Are you training like the Kung Fu master, flowing on top of the water? But he was undisturbed and radiating light on top of the water. So the fishermen were told by Jesus, if you believe in me, why don't you jump off the boat, and you would be able to stay on top of the water like I am. And one of them jumped. And sure enough, he was staying on top of the water. Undulating with the waves, because the waves was turning. So that person got scared. When as soon as his heart lost that total faith, he sank into the ocean, and Jesus saved him later on. So he showed many miracles. Jesus Christ, by showing those miracles, many people believe in him. Actually, Jesus went to Himalayas and learned Dharma practices from the Nyingmapa and Kagyupa, the Great Perfection Dharma and Mahamudra, and gained transcendental power. See, he always wear red or white, and also like the robe, like the Tibetan lamas, and show one shoulder, right? So Jesus Christ always wear either red or white robes. So that's because of the lineage of the red sect Nyingmapa or the white sect Kagyupa. It's a pity that he could only teach for 3 years before he was crucified on the cross. And Grandmaster has taught for 44 years, and till now has not been crucified on the cross. So thank God, thank Allah, and thank Sakyamuni Buddha, and thank Kuan Yin and Matsu. 44 years. I've never been to the police station. 44. I've never been to the court. I've never been in prison or in jails. I'm already very grateful. The first virtue, he has great transcendental powers or miraculous power. So talking about this, I mentioned about the miraculous powers of Jesus Christ. So God has five status. One is the God of Catholicism, the God of Christianity, the God of Muslim, the God of Orthodox, and the God of Judaism. So appeared all the same thing with Samantabhadra Tathagata. He emanates innumerable manifestations to deliver sentient beings. So that's the concept. The emanations or manifestations are countless. The same with Jehovah. So the God in Catholicism is also Jehovah. The God in Christianity also Jehovah. The God in Muslim also Jehovah. In the Al-Quran, it also mentioned about Moses and Jesus. And Judaism was also Jehovah. So the Israelis are the chosen ones by the God. So Israel was really incredible that this country could survive amidst all surrounding Muslim countries. And then the Orthodox belief, like say in Greece, and also many other Orthodox religions, believe in the same God. So even God has many different emanations to become the gods of different religions. So the same thing with Samantabhadra Tathagata. He has countless emanations, and his virtues are infinite. It's impossible to put into words. Now let me share a joke. So a dad played mahjong and got obsessed with it. So one time he played for 48 hours continuously. That's only 2 days, and my aunt played for 3 days, 3 nights without sleeping. So this dad got a heart stroke and died on the mahjong table. So at the funeral, the son talked to the photo of the dead and said, "Last week your 2 eyes are like the 2 pies or the 2 circles, which is like the sign of the mahjong cards. Now they're like 2 ropes." I don't know which wind of the north, south, east and west that harm you. It's also the face of the mahjong cards. The funeral. This is all about the terms in mahjong. They're all like the full houses and you know, like poker, like in poker, but this is in mahjong. So and they're also the face of the flower on the mahjong cards, or if you have like the series of the numbers. but it kind of means differently in this. So when you got 4 cards with the same series, in the same series. It's all about the cards of the Mahjong. When you hit, it also sounds like you burn, like in the cremation. So that's a joke about Mahjong that also apply to the funeral. So that's the end of the teaching today on Mani Padme Hum.